Getting ready for run number 2 here in Lillehammer, Norway, and a look at the top 3 from the first heat. The Latvians in third. Then it's former world champions Jessica Degenhardt and Cheyenne Rosenthal in second place, just behind the leading Americans. This is the 4th year of World Cup women's doubles luge. The USA has been on the podium many times, but has yet to win a World Cup race. So they have the lead. It's in their hands. They will be the last to go in run number 2. Welcome back, everyone, to our coverage of the first World Cup of the season, Lillehammer, Norway. I'm Tim Singer, along with Team Italy's Leon Felderer. And Leon, if nothing else, we love Lillehammer for the excitement.
Oh yeah, definitely. The first one was great. It was probably my favorite race of all time for women doubles. Super exciting to see. You know, for athletes, it's quite hurtful to hit out of 13, but for the viewers, I think it's good to see the actual mistake, because sometimes you don't really see the mistake, and here you can definitely see the mistake.
It's fun for all of us, not so much for the athlete making the mistake. We'll give you another look this year. Brand new TV crew. We're very excited to be giving you this coverage, and before each of these runs, we'll be having a little shot of the POV, the track Schlittenkamera, as they say. We are about an hour and a half north of the city of Oslo, site of the 1994 Winter Olympic Games. My favorite Olympics, by the way, of all of the Olympics I ever
Not just yours. I've heard that many times before.
This was a wonderful, wonderful Olympics. So here we are, a better look at this track, and we'll get a bird's eye view of some of the challenges.
I love the new graphics, by the way. Just a great way of showing the viewers what the track is actually like.
Hey, it's easy when we have a little diagram like that.
Yeah.
Not so much so when you see what it actually looks like from top to bottom, which we're going to do right now. Drone shot. The lower start, this is where it begins here.
That is the start corner of from lady start. You don't have a lot of speed, but it's actually quite a tricky spot already here. Going to 6, you have to make sure that you're nice and early, otherwise you're going to start looping, and in the low speed you're going to lose a lot of time. Going through the labyrinth, we saw little problems here, going a bit late into 9, but most of them handled it pretty well. 10 was not an issue for the ladies in the first run. But here it's now where it gets spicy. You have to make sure that you have a nice height at the end, get the nice early entrance into 13, have a good steer at the beginning so you don't go back up at the end. And you can get a nice straight line into 14 and now 15. And this is actually the uphill section that we were talking about, where you have problems. You will lose a lot of time here in this place.
Well, welcome to all of our viewers tuning in live around the world on our FIL YouTube channel. We welcome your chats, your comments, your questions. Already your former teammate, Ludwig Rieder, wrote in to say hi.
Hi, Ludwig.
Maya Chan, an American doubles competitor who has been on the podium, not competing at the start of this year, but Maya is watching today back in the USA.
Hi, Maya.
And throughout the season, we want to encourage you to make your comments, your hellos, your criticisms, whatever you'd like, your corrections, because I make a lot of mistakes.
I do too. But yeah, Maya was the double that I talked about. She has now a new bottom lady. So she's having runs now, stacking up on runs. So she will be ready for the second half. And I hope I will see you then in the second half, Maya. Is that correct?
2 Latvians in the top 5 here, but it is the USA leading the way over Germany. They will be the last 2 to go as we get ready for the first sled. They opened up run number 1, the Italians Falkensteiner and Huber. And 2 of the big surprises we need to put to bed before we start the run number 2. Diana Eitberger with her new partner, they crashed. We will not see them in run number 2, and the Austrians will be the next to go as they had a lot of trouble earlier today. But here we are. You said that Annalena is Willie's daughter?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Annalena, the bottom man here in this doubles team, she is the daughter of the man who won the gold medal here at the Olympics 30 years ago in 1994, Willy Huber, who teamed up with Kurt Brugger for that gold. Italy went 1-2 in men's doubles at those Olympic Games. On course now for run number 2. 2 runs combined time, so that clock you see is actually the add-on time from their first run, 51.307.
Yeah, they definitely will look to improve on their first run. They had big troubles out of 13, so I'm excited to see if they can clean it up. Run is looking great so far. She's showing us great sliding, very relaxed on the sled.
Yeah, the lines are really nice.
That's a flat 12. Ooh, that's not great. Yeah. And ooh. Wow, that's a close one.
And
still not over.
Looping up and down in the finish curve out of 16. And they lost all of their time. So it's very likely, depending on what happens, that they could end up right there in that same position. But
yeah,
hey, the good news, it'll be a top 10.
Yeah, that's the good news, but that was a fight. That was a fight. Just too high at the end, and then they just overcorrected. The sled started skidding, and at the point you just hit walls. They were actually quite lucky that they didn't do the same crash as in the first run, and from that point on, it was just one big fight till the end.
This is why I like having athletes as a second commentator. I would have never picked that up, but you saw as they were entering 13 that there was going to be trouble.
Yeah, as I said, if you don't have a good entrance into 13, you basically have no chance. Especially in the double sleds with the weight, it just stands you up, and you at the point you're gonna go down in the middle, gonna come back up at the end and just carry too much pressure to the left wall, and then you either skid or you hit walls.
Biggest surprise of run number 1, Selina Egla and Laura Kipp. They had a lot of trouble. They managed to cross the finish line and get a time, but second to last place. They had 3 victories last year. They ended up 4th in the World Cup standings.
You can see that they looped in 6. That was actually one of the first sleds that we see doing that. They were too high at the end of 5 and just very late into 6 started to loop, which is definitely not ideal for a good time. Especially at the low speed section, you want to be perfect. A little sideways here in 11.
If they can...
But good entrance into 13, so that should be better than the round before, yeah, definitely.
Right, if they can nail this one, and it looks like they are, they could move up 4 or 5 positions here.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of time. That may be optimistic because they were way in back. But still, that was a good run. Let's see.
Fourth run time in the would have been fourth place in the first run.
47.699, right? So there you have it.
Definitely a big improvement on in comparison to that first run. Much cleaner here, the exit.
Now, we have not seen the last of them despite the disappointment here in the opening race, because tomorrow afternoon we will debut the mixed relay competition, singles and doubles. And of course, Austria is arguably the strongest nation in the world, top to bottom, when you put all 4 disciplines out there: men's, women's, doubles, singles. The focus on the face of Raluca Stramatarau. 39 years old, still in great shape, still works hard every summer, which you need to do. People that don't know the sport, Leon, they don't understand that it's not a thrill ride. You don't jump on a sled and just have fun going downhill.
I wish it would be sometimes. No, you need to be in a good shape. Your body's gonna hurt after a couple of runs. It's so much pressure on your neck. It's yeah, even if you have great runs, it's just a lot of pressure on your body, and if you're not in great shape, then it's not going to be good. Definitely not.
Mihaela Manolescu, the bottom man here. She's from Sinaia, Romania, part of the Romanian army. We saw Raluca's head up a lot in run number 1, and we're seeing that again. That's a decision by her to do, clearly.
Ooh, very late into 9, which is not ideal to find the flow here through this section, which is actually very important. You wouldn't think so. Yeah, not a great entry into 13, but she managed it well.
Looking very relaxed, but again...
Yeah, just the head.
Not aerodynamically perfect.
Head is a little far up.
48.629 for the Romanians. That's just a little bit off of their first run time. Usually on a weather day like today when it's not raining or snowing, that is what you'll get. You'll get second run times just a little bit slower than the first run.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
That's an interesting.
fun.
I didn't think about that too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd love to see the statistics, but I would guess 75% of track records are in run one.
Okay. That would be an interesting statistic.
Yeah, that would
to
be
see.
a good one to find out, and it is really exciting when a team wins a race at the end of run number 2 with a track record. That does happen sometimes. Austrians stay out in front. Here come the Ukrainians, Olena Shtechkev, Alexandra Molk. 7th place after run number 1. It's a small field, as we said, and last year their best finish was a 6th place. So they can pick it up one spot here. They'll match their career best as a doubles team.
It's going to be tough to keep up with the Austrians because they have good speed. They showed us quite a good run. And yeah, I'm doubting that they can keep up with the speed of the Austrians. But, you know, maybe they can surprise us. As an athlete, all you can do is have, you know, good start, great lines, good form on the sled, and then the time should come by itself. Yeah, but it's you know, it's so much sled setup.
Of course.
And even here, I was thinking about it during the break. They all have the same sled, so it's a standardized sled that you can buy, actually. But the differences we see, that is just mind-blowing to me. Even if they have the same sled, the amount of speed that one sled has over the other is just crazy.
What determines that? Is it the way you prepare the runners?
Yeah, I mean the runners are not standardized, so it's just the rest of the sled. So they can, yeah, it's the runners that's making a sled go fast, and you can do a lot with runners. You can have a different geometry. You can have less sharp edges. You can have more sharp edges.
And it
a flatter angle. You know, it just depends on how much risk you're willing to take.
Right. The talent and the comfort level of the athlete.
Because the riskier you go, usually the faster the sled is. But it's then a matter of getting it down. You know? So it's a little bit of a game that you have to play.
This Polish team figures to have its best ever World Cup result, which last year was a 10th place. 2 10th place finishes were their best ever. Poland will be fun to watch this season. They will field a team every week in the relay competitions. And they've done well historically over the years. When Sokovic has a good week and Himilevsky and Kovalevsky have a good week, sometimes Poland is in 5th or 6th place in the team relay.
Well, we have a question of how do teams qualify in the World Cup. So they're either in the seeded group, so they don't have to qualify for the World Cup, or they have to race in Nations Cup. And in Nations Cup, anybody who's, for women doubles, anybody who's racing or who's making it to the finish line is qualifying.
If the field is small enough.
If the field is small enough,
right.
Yeah. Otherwise, the fastest are qualifying until the field is full, basically.
2nd place time, but still another distant 2nd place time for Poland behind the Austrians. So Selena and Lara keep moving up. That may end now. Their run may end now because the differential with the Latvian sled coming up is pretty big, but it's been a good run for Austria, as expected here in run number 2. Double kiss to you, Leon. Oh, that was
I wish.
Right. Right. All right, 5th place after run number 1 from Latvia, Ande Upaita and Zana Koluma. As we mentioned in run number 1, Upaita raced last year with 3 different doubles partners. Look at that steering right there at the start.
Yeah, that's what you call a correction, because she was too far on the left side going into the start corner, and you want to be as far right as possible so you can get a nice and smooth entrance into corner 4. That's what she tried to do.
Latvia against Austria. It's going to take a big mistake here for them to not finish ahead of Austria due to their advantage.
They have a big lead.
Yeah.
They have a big lead. And they're building on the lead. which is good to see. Oh, a little loop.
She's still doing a lot of steering.
Yeah, you can see it actually. I'm sure like a lot of people do a lot of steering, but with Anda you can see her feet moving. And that's how actually we steer on a sled. You press your feet against the kufen, and that drives the runners into the ice, and that causes the sled to turn them.
47.732.
That's an improvement.
Yeah, that is an improvement of run number 1 by about 0.04 of a second. So as projected, they do move out ahead of Austria. Laura and Zelina will end up in the top 6. So that's about the best they could hope for here in run number 2.
A little bit of a correction, a bit of direction going out of 13, but she handled it well.
Yeah.
Now the top 4 after run number 1, all still really with a chance to win this race, and certainly with a very good chance to end up on the podium, especially these Italians, Andi Vetter and Marian Oberhofer, 2 former singles competitors. They were kind of riding a little close to the right side of that track.
They were very close to the right side, but if you don't hit the wall, that's the best thing you can do, basically, because you have a nice angle going into corner 4.
They captured the World Cup last year by 60 points over the Germans, with top 5 in every race. In fact, top 4 in every competition last year.
Yeah, they're super consistent. They always have great runs, good starts, and yeah, we see them fall behind a bit because they also had a good run in the first heat, but they were just not able to keep up with the speed of the leading sled, and we see the same now. A great looking run, great looking form on the sled.
Will they do it in the green late? They don't. Second place, trailing by just 0.03 of a second. So this one Latvian team is just a spot away from the podium. Latvia is definitely on the podium because there is still another Latvian sled still to come.
Well, I don't know what to say. They had a great looking run. They had a good start.
Could it have been just this little lack of a straight line on that start ramp?
No, I don't think so. That cost them nothing at all.
Okay.
Because by the time they were on the right side, they were already done pedaling. So they were done accelerating the sled, and from that point on, you want to be on the right side. And if you don't hit, then that's great. And also the rest of the run was great looking, I have to say. Just not able to go the pace of the Latvian team.
So the Latvians are in the lead, and here we are with another Latvian team. The bottom man, Kipja Bogdanova, actually competed with Upaita a little bit of last year, but then she hooked in with Marta. They had a 4th place finish in Innsbruck.
Yeah, I remember last year the overall she was there twice or 3 times.
Yeah.
Her name was there with 3 different top women. So yeah, they had some troubles in the first heat, so they definitely look for a bit of a cleaner run. Although they had a great speed, even with the issues that they had. They're losing a bit of time this time. Maybe they changed it up a bit, the setup, to make it a bit safer. But that's a great looking entrance into 13. And
yeah, a nice exit.
That'll do it. So now she's going. Ooh.
Will they give it away? They make it interesting here at the end, crossing the finish line. They do hang on by only 0.08 of a second. It's Latvia, Italy right now, the top 3 with 2 remaining. And they knew that they made it close there at the end.
Yeah, they knew. We could see them lose a bit of time throughout the run. So maybe they went for a bit of a safer setup because she had some troubles out of 13 in the first heat. But yeah, here we can see them loop in 15, which is not ideal. You want to cut the pressures right so you can make as much speed in the corners as you can. But it was still enough, and they have a medal secured. Congratulations.
That's their first as a
first medal.
As
congratulations.
Teammates. Right.
Definitely not their last.
And here's a team that's won many medals. Jessica Degenhardt, Cheyenne Rosenthal, they have been decorated since they were young teenagers as part of the junior German singles program, but they've done a great job as teammates in doubles. They won the World Championship in Oberhof, and last year on the World Cup they won 5 races en route to finishing second in the overhaul.
In track, start time 2:34. Best start time we've had in this.
They once again have the fastest start time. They showed us a start record in the first one, which I missed, I have to say.
Yeah, it's just a matter of thousandths of a second lead.
Yeah, but still, you know,
can miss it.
your name is up there. Your name is up there.
That's right, and it will stay up there.
It will stay up there. Maybe. Well, it's not finished. The race is not finished yet, but
this is a huge lead right now over the Latvians, nearly a half second. So
Great looking
now
run.
the question becomes, can they put the pressure on the Americans? This could be a run-2 track record for Germany. Jessica and Cheyenne Cross,
Not
no
quite.
track record, 47.501. So that's about a tenth of a second actually off, but that was a solid run.
that was a very good run. A very good run. So they definitely put some pressure on the Americans now, which is super exciting. We'll have to see it.
We do, and I'll have a happy Jessica Degenhardt in the commentary booth later today.
You will.
Yeah.
Either way, they had 2 solid runs, 2 great start times. You know, that's all you can do as an athlete. That's your job, and they executed it perfectly.
Germany out in front. That's a comment you'll hear from me many times throughout the season. But here is the potential for an interesting story. The USA, Siobhan Forgan and Sophie Kirkby, they have had World Championship medals. They've had World Cup medals. But the Americans have yet to win a World Cup women's doubles competition, so they will be looking to complete the 4-discipline gold medal here. They've won, obviously, in all of the other races at some point.
Yeah, the way they slid in the first one was incredible. I was surprised by the time they were so far ahead of the leading double at that time.
But then the Germans made it close.
Then the Germans made it close, and I think it's going to be a close race for the win here.
The 2 sleds are about even here in the first half of the run.
Ooh, a little bit high maybe at the end. They're losing a bit of time.
That lead. So trending in favor of the Germans, now in red for the USA. Siobhan Forgan and Sophie Kirkby.
Well, they're coming back though. They're coming back.
7 thousandths of a second. What a fantastic finish to the opening race of the season.
Oh,
and
wow.
the United States captures gold.
Such a close race.
To open up this brand new World Cup luge season.
Are you kidding me? That is insane. Wow.
Well, we said it early on. The USA double sleds have been fast all week.
So good for those guys. I love to see it. Well, that's such an exciting race. They were green, going into the red, and then starting to get back to green.
Stuff. Good stuff for sure.
They had a little bit of height at the end of 10, which was not ideal. A bit late into 11. Which is not ideal, but the rest of the run was fantastic. Look how relaxed she is on the sled. The head so far back,
and it makes me think, Leon, for what you were saying earlier in the program about setting up those runners to the athletes' liking. And obviously, Siobhan wanted the fast runners.
Oh yeah,
could deal with that, and that's what gave her the speed down at the bottom.
Exactly. Yeah, they might have been running a risky setup, but it paid off for them. Yeah, they had some great speed at the bottom, and it's great to see them take their first win.
The 2 young athletes from Lake Placid, New York, give the United States the opening win of the season, as the men did last year to open up the World Cup season. USA, Germany, and a pair of Latvians, Andi and Marian for Italy, complete the top 5, while Lara Kipp and Zelina Egla move up 3 spots into the top 6. Now that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. That was definitely my favorite race of women doubles of all time, I have to say.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah.
So we'll have a flower ceremony. We'll have World Cup standings coming up in a bit, which will be no drama. this
I hope
week.
the viewers enjoyed as much as we did, Tim. Huh?
Definitely.
Wow.
And we're getting some good comments from our viewers on our YouTube chat. And JoJo says nice with the American flag. Henrik asks, or Ludwig says, are you upset for tomorrow? I think what he means is, are you ready for tomorrow?
Well, I hope I'm ready. We'll see about that tomorrow. No, it should be fine. I'm definitely super excited to start racing.
Sophia seems a little calm, despite the first victory.
Well, maybe they've been prepared because they had great times already in training, and they knew that they could go fast. And it was just a matter of getting it down on race day, and that's what they did. So, yeah, didn't probably not come too as a surprise for them.
Yeah, and a big day for these Latvians as well in third place. Their first podium. It's still a young team.
Very young team. And it's a compact race, right?
And this is one of the fun things as we have a message back home to the USA. In fact, we have a message that just came in the YouTube chat as well, saying, I think it was Siobhan, some relative of hers, saying nice job. But that's what's fun about not racing on one of those German tracks. Super fun. Is that
love it.
It's open to everyone.
Yes. We need more We need more races on different
those
tracks.
Neutral tracks.
Yeah,
and that really sets a nice stage for the World Championships in early February in Whistler, Canada, where there is really no home advantage. You have the Canadians, but that puts them in the fight, but it levels everyone else.
I agree, definitely.
Well, here again is another look at our top competitors. The United States, they held it together. They found speed down at the bottom, and they won the race. We've got interviews coming up in just a moment here in Lillehammer. It was Latvia in third. The Germans, Degenhardt and Rosenthal, second place. And congratulations to the USA as they win for the first time ever in women's doubles World Cup Luge. Stand by as we hope to hear from all of the top competitors.
So guys, first Women's Double World Cup, how does it feel to be the first winners here?
It feels great. We had some really good training this week. I'm so happy we got to put down 2 good runs. Yeah. I'm really happy about our performance. It brings me tears of joy and a little bit of sadness. My dad passed away this past summer, and he would have been so proud to see this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tears of joy and a little bit of sadness, says it all, Leon. What a great moment for Sophie Kirkby, at a time where she needed it.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful story to open up this brand new season on the World Cup EBERSPA Tour. A little later on today, we've got...
Guys, a podium for you. How was your performance today? How do you feel about it?
It was not good at all. So we're very happy and very lucky that we're here. Do you have anything to comment?
Yeah, it was very unexpected because we had very tough trainings. We even skipped a couple because we were like...
I had an injury.
Yeah, we needed a break.
Yeah, and I'm still...
So it's very surprising.
Yeah, and my leg is still hurting. My injury is still there, but we're getting better.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Definitely getting better. And good English from the Latvians, who are sometimes a little reluctant to do an interview in English. And we see that the Germans are getting ready down at the bottom.
Guys, so what do you say about your performance today? How happy are you with your performance?
We're pretty happy. We had our troubles here on the track in the training, and we tried to get consistent, and now we had 2 solid runs. I think we even got the fastest time in the second run, so we're pretty happy about that. And we also have the start record, so that's a good entrance into the World Cup season. So yeah, we will see what's coming next.
Cheyenne a little hesitant to talk. It's kind of like bobsled when they interview the pilot, and then all of the other athletes just sit there and smile. Well, Leon, what a great opening.
That was a great opening. Yeah.
You called it your favorite doubles race you've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations to Siobhan Forgan and Sophie Kirkby of the United States, giving the USA its first victory since last year's opening race on the World Cup. A little later on today, we've got women's singles, and I'll be joined by Elsa Desmond. And then Jessica Degenhardt joins me for the call of the men's doubles to conclude a very busy opening day on the World Cup season. Leon, best of luck to you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was great commentating with you as always. I hope the viewers enjoyed as much as we did. Yeah. And I'll see you around the track.
You sure will. That's Leon Felderer, not only a great competitor, but the executive board member, athlete representative. He'll be racing all season long. We're back in just a little bit for our second race, women's singles. Until then, for our entire FIL television crew, I'm Tim Singer. Thanks for joining us.